Saturday, so we wanted to say one real quick. So, tech was really great. I love tech. I consider myself an honorary techie. I love that every single opportunity where I wasn't doing something acting, I'd always go backstage and ask to help. And often the times I did, it was always great helping. I always enjoyed helping, like in striking for Clue. When we were outside, it was a particularly windy day when we were taking down the flats. And they were like really heavy, and there was like really heavy wind to the point where we had to like stop moving to like anchor ourselves. And at that point, they were screaming. And when I turned around, there was a 10-foot flat flying through the sky.
Oh my God, I remember.
In the air with a ton of kids chasing it. It was so funny. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I can't believe this one. And I had a lot of amazing moments with you and stuff. Like Little Mermaid when we were working on the set building and it suddenly started pouring and we all had to quickly run and move all the wood that was outside into the shed. And by the time we finished, we were all soaking wet. We went to the back hallway and flooded it with our wet shoes. And we were all just very wet. And it was, and you guys are very crazy and silly, and I love you guys. And we do a lot of weird things, like we saw the FNAF movie together, which was super fun. The FNAF musical, which Cat made, beautiful, amazing. And all the times we just decided to go to Denny's. And so with that, I also wanted to do my thanks. Like I wanted to thank Emma because for being such an amazing. Where is it?
I'm over here. I have this on you.
For being really amazing. You're a great costume designer, and I loved all the outfits. In 95, I was like, dang, why does everyone look so hot? And like Little Shop with helping me get into the little tune that was the Audrey tune Pod 3. And when I knocked the pot down, like going up and picking it back up, and then like letting me be Big Fish in Little Mermaid, it was really fun. I got to be in, I was literally dead. And I got to be him again in Brothers Grimm, but also in Brothers Grimm, I had my best moment as actor in the final scene, where I did like the 20 costume changes. And a lot of people were like, wow, no, you did so great, but I was like, you know, Emma should give more credit for that, because like I literally would not been able to do it without you. And it was like my best performance and one I was like really proud of, and like it was so fun running backstage and you just throw the hat at me.
I threw like everything at you.
I like would run off with the Cinderella dress and I just like throw it not looking, I'd like hit someone in the face, and half the time it was you who I hit. So I'm sorry about that. And on 9 to 5, there was a moment where I got to help with painting the set, and I got to help with you and James with painting it. And we just talked about movies and actors all the time. And then after a bit, I started asking you about your theme park stuff. You started telling me all about the theme park lore, which I didn't really know was a thing. I thought it was so cool. And so if you ever want to tell me about it, I'd love to hear more. And then Hallie, I want to say, for being literally such an amazing person with cool ideas and such like a great game designer, you're like much better than I'll ever be. And you have like really cool, crazy ideas. And I love always getting to talk to you and like hear about your day, and then just sending like pretty much recording myself like a Maury and just sending it to you. You know exactly what happens and what's about to happen next. And letting me rant on about my game ideas and how I pretty much just want to make a new Titanfall game.
Yeah.
And say the exact same thing every single time. And let me be a part of Whirlwind Wednesday. And there was a moment during Little Mermaid we had where we made the Eric Plus, which was really nice. And then James, I also wanted to thank you so much for always helping with me in class and being so great and like the perfect techie and wondering and guiding me through the shed. And it was a lot of fun. And with time, I'm just gonna quickly speed run my life. My first show was 10th grade. It was The Crucible. I joined because I had theater class, which I got because they were like, no, you can't take UR classes, so I took theater. And Lily was in there, and it was Davey, and they're like, wow, Shrek's so cool. I was like, Shrek, I should come see it, and it was great. And I was like, oh my god, I want to be a part of this. So I went on and I auditioned for The Crucible, and I remember being really nervous on stage and very quiet and awkward and scared. And then I ended up getting a part, and even though a lot of people like hated that show and were like, let's forget about it, it's the black sheep of the show. It was really important to me because it was my first show. And I remember being on stage, like going through it once more before the show, and I messed up and I cried on stage. And then I remember seeing Mamma Mia, and I was like, I don't like musicals, so I'm gonna be part of it. And then when I saw Mamma Mia, I'm like, oh my god, this is literally awesome. I like need to be a part of this. And then after I was helping clean up, and then Stevens was like, no, you should have been a part of it. I was like, I will. And then since then, I've been in every show. And each show has been really great and impacted me a lot. And then and then like Clue Spencer joined, and it was great. And Little Shop was great, and it was really emotional because of the senior send off, and I was like, that'll never happen to me, and here it is, now happening to me. And then there is this year, which I was very worried about because we were getting to the theater director, but then this year has been like one of the best years, and thank you, Miss Miller. And each show has been so great and so perfect, and we've gotten to like so much silly shenanigans because of like all the new people who joined, and like hanging with tech, and all the weird things we do. And then there was like Brothers Grimm, which was like the one show I can say I'm proud of, and it was like the one show I like had my biggest goal. I fulfilled my one goal in theater of wanting at least one big role, and I was like really proud of it. And then there's 9 to 5, which I consider to be my hardest role, but I learned a lot and really grew from it. It was a very emotional roller coaster. And then like the Brothers Grimm, there was a memory I had where I was like after the show I was going around and I was like from the people and I bumped into this old lady in the wheelchair and I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And then this lady like called me called me over and I went up to her, I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. She's like, you're so great in this show. And I was like, oh my god, thank you, I'm so sorry. and then I'm just getting into the thank yous because that's what I consider the most important. So I first wanted to thank the person who really got me into theater. That's you, Lily, because I was like, you're like, wow, Peter's so cool, and I was like, Lily's really cool. I want to go see how she does it. I was like, oh my goodness, this is really cool. And like, you're like literally one of the best performers ever of all time. I like have loved every single performance you've been in. You've done it like really perfectly, and like, and you've always been like so sweet and nice and supportive. I remember during the Crucible when I dragged you across the stage, I was like, felt really bad. So it's like, oh my god, what if you make it uncomfortable? You're like, it's okay, Noah. This is like theater. You have to like do things. You have to be willing to do anything. You're like, okay, maybe not anything.
Yeah.
And then there was like the moment during Assembly. I know I bring it up a lot because well, it was really important to me because the reason I went.
A core memory.
Because the reason I went to the bench was because I like panicked and I got really overwhelmed and like really sad and I just like needed to like get away. And then when I like ran past you and you like came in and you like checked on me, like really helped me like take my mind out of everything. And it was like very sweet and it like really cheered me up. And then there was Mr. Estevez who got Batman t-shirt and came running.
That was
to get a pair of shoes. And then and like you're really great, and I'm really glad I got to hear about Pippin and come see you over the summer, and it was so good, and I'm so glad I got to see your wonderful performance in that. And if whoever shows you're ever in the future, no matter where, I'll always come see them, because it's always amazing to see. And every time you like, I hear you like sing a song, and I hear like the original, I'm like, Lily did it better. Like I literally meant like when I said that you were better than Meryl Streep. I meant it. You were so great at that. And then like just recently I heard the song from your solo district event and I was like, we'll listen. And then next I wanted to thank you, Miss Miller. When I found out about Miss Davy leaving, I was a little worried, so I was like, the reason I joined was because Miss Davy had made it such a fun and happy atmosphere. When we were doing like exciting shows like Shrek and stuff and not like Beauty and the Beast, one of those all like really older shows that I felt like were really overdone and not very interesting. And so I was like worried that like when we do shows that aren't interesting, but like each show this year has been really amazing. And I'm really glad I got the honor of having you as our theater director because you've like been so fun and so positive and like so helpful as a director and like you've like helped us all put on like really amazing shows and making sure each one was really great. And I just know that like all the other shows will be like really amazing in the future with like you here. And then I also was gonna thank Mr. T, but he's not here. And Adelia, where's Adelia? Oh, there you go. So, and I just wanted to thank you for being like the sweetest person ever. You're so awesome, so cool. I love all the polls and all the questions you always ask us. I'm like, man, I really wish someone would come and ask me this random question. And then you do that. You really come and be like, do you think Spencer would be in the circus? And I was like, yes. And I still have that little crochet heart you gave me, and it really made my day. And I still have it, and I cherish it. And you're like crocheting, and it's so cool, and you like make such cool things, and you're like such a wonderful person and so talented. And I'm really excited to see what you do next. And then Ezra, where are you, Ezra? Oh, sorry. Ezra, I said this might be weird, but being always like around you, hanging out with you, I said you felt like a little brother. But lately, I feel like you're now more like a son to me. Like a mini me. Especially with you on stage as me, I really felt like I like passed on my like life to you and my gender, and like you'll now be the new me. And I always enjoy hearing all the silly things you like to say. Like you're like, actually this bug, and they actually don't fly. The wings are just decorative or something. And I really appreciate you letting me like rant on for hours about Baldur's Gate and Devil May Cry. And I absolutely loved you as Hansel. And that's not here, right? I'm kind of glad he dropped out. It's so amazing as Hansel. I absolutely loved that. The moment you went on stage and you did your little German voice, I'm like, oh my god, this is so amazing. I can't wait to see this. And you like absolutely killed it. And I'm so excited to see what other roles you are. You're such an amazing person and mystical creature. Jaden, you're such a wonderful person, and I'm glad we're close friends. And you take the best pictures of you that really capture our weird, chaotic, crazy energy, especially Spencer, a lot. And a large amount of photos of Jackson for no apparent reason.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk
I'm
about
really
those.
glad you joined theater, especially like 9 to 5. And I'm glad you still, even when you weren't part of it, you always like still hung out around us and took the photos. And I love talking to you all the time and ranting about anything and literally yapping literally every minute of the day about you know who and putting up with all of it. And Jackson is very lucky to have you. And Jacob, I'm so glad you joined Brothers Grimm. You're so funny and you continue to kill it into 9 to 5. And you're so great and I'm glad I got to spend more time with you and you're so nice and funny and I love all the like weird things we also get up to. Sophia, okay, there you are. I actually found you this time. You've always been so funny and such an amazing and talented actor, and I always wanted to be friends with you. And then it wasn't until one fateful brunch date with Spencer where you slid me your phone number. It was the first and only time, but yet it was the best time I've ever been slid a phone number. And then I started messaging you, asking about your day, and it was really great, and I'm really glad to always talk to you. And thank you for always putting up with my essay-long text about Yakuza. Well, I rant about the entire game because so much happens in such a short amount of time, and I'm really and all the weird pictures I sent of like Kiru naked.
It's so funny.
Doing weird poses. Yes.
It's weird.
You say something like
It's
naked?
weird, trust me. It's weird.
Cross-dressing.
You showed it to me too.
And I always love enjoy getting to hear about your day. And Arvin, I just wanted to say you're such a talented performer, and I seriously did not know you just joined the 10th. I thought you've been here like so long. You're literally so talented. And I know you really enjoy being in like the dancing and singing more, but like in your role, I'm so glad you actually got roles and time to like be like more in the spotlight because you were so phenomenal and you were so great as Sebastian. It was so funny. I love when you did running around and rip your pants. And you're such a great dancer and also choreographer. Like the dances I seen you choreograph are like absolutely amazing. And I always loved seeing you dance, whether it be in theater or I just turn around to ask you a question. I see you busting a move in class. And I just love seeing you like dance with like such passion. And you
No
give
kind of
such like
passion.
you're like always so ambitious and it always paid off. And I also wanted to thank you for being such a great teacher and teaching me so much about like actually singing.
Do not.
And I just want like how like you can sing from the chest and like it's not just like from the throat and to also have your mouth open like you're sucking a certain area of a guy. And it was so amazing to perform alongside you and your amazing wisdom. And I'm really excited in the room with you in UCF. And I know it's like, oh, UCF, I can wait. I could like wait the stuff. And like all the crazy weird things we're gonna get up to there. And then Zach, I just want to say you were the first person I was able to talk to and hang out with in theater. I was always really scared around people and intimidating, so like these are also talented. Here's Zach. Also very talented, but he's my friend, so it's okay. I was always hanging around you because I was too scared to talk to anyone and I didn't really know what to do. And you were always such a fun guy. And you were really funny, and you had such amazing interests, and I love hearing about your taste and all the weird random memes you showed me. Like, have you seen this Tyler the Creator video? Like this Drake meme where he's like flying cartoonishly. You always been so
Helicopter.
sweet and supportive, and you always tried to help me cheer up when I was sad. And you also helped me with my singing and acting, and you always made sure I was ready for my role, and that I did great. And I enjoyed every moment with you, and I'm also glad you're going to UCF, and I'll get to know you, get to hang with you more. And I also enjoy the moments where we were like in sync, had that really infectious laugh. We were like both laughing. We just like look at each other. We just start dying. And then Jackson, you're literally like one of my favorite people. You've always been there for me. I've been there for you. I'm so glad you joined theater this year, and it's been so much more silly because of you. And we got to do all the weird, crazy things. backstage that we do. And you've been such an amazing addition to the theater. I'm so glad you helped out with tech and then even joined for Brothers Grimm. You were so phenomenal in that role, at the show, I mean. And you were so funny and I loved that you like came on, you're like on Fabio. You're like, hey there, horsey. And you did like, hey. Really well. And then the Mickey Mouse laugh you did. It was so good. And I really wish you joined sooner. And we had such a, like, I always loved getting to hang out with you and talking to you. And I love getting to weird, silly, and oddly sexual situations with you. And you always can talk to you. And you respond to me, please. And I'm excited we get to be roommates, and I'm really excited for that from you. And then Spencer, last but not least, I'm so glad I got you to join. I'm so glad you joined theater, and I knew you'd be an instant hit, but I never expected you to be an absolute icon in the theater. Absolutely, like. First show became an iconic and like one of the best. And I'm glad I got to be there for your first role, which was a great fit for us being the odd couple at districts. That was so fun, even though we kind of didn't really know what we were doing because it was both our first district events, so we didn't have anyone really telling us anything. But it was so fun and really chaotic. And we definitely need to come back and do it again. And every show you've been in, you always kind of like really steal the show. You always did really amazing, and you were you showed such dedication as an actor and performed to entertain your audience and us as well. You have perfected using the energy of the crowd to empower you and to even hype them up when they weren't really energetic. And you're really great at like playing the fiddle with the crowd. And you were generally one of the nicest and funniest people that ever exist. And I loved every second of all the weird, crazy things we did, like the thick water, world's hottest chocolate, the steak and shake milkshake, shotgunning Dr. Peppers, throwing up in cars. You have made the world a much brighter and funnier place, and you made me laugh so hard in my darkest times. And I love all the weird, chaotic things you do, and all the fun bits we do. When you walk in, everyone's face lights up and gets really happy. When you walked on stage for the FNAF musical, everyone started cheering louder than I had ever heard. And that was like 3 rows of people about. And you're such a talented individual, and I love being a part of the wall production and help designing the cover. And you have so many great ideas, and I can't wait to see what you do in the future. And I can't wait to see all the crazy things that we do, and like at UCF together in the dorms. It's gonna be one really crazy dorm. And then I just really love all you guys. You guys changed me from being a weird, really nervous, shy guy to a weird, somewhat nervous, not really confident guy, but he can really go on stage and at least try his best.